Hi everyone, Julie is here. I'm glad to see you on my channel here for this Fruition. And the theme of today's video will be top 5 melodramas that are associated with magical islands. So let's begin. For a long time, there were no releases dedicated to themes, so I'm correcting myself, and today you will find a review of a sad genre as a melodrama. And in fact, my top 5 melodramas which are worth watching. By the way, melodrama differs from the drama in that in melodrama the main subtext of the story is love. It doesn't matter what plan, happy or not, the main plot develops around taking into account the love story. Drama, on the other hand, can be built on completely different stories, reproducing the outside world and suffering of the main characters due to any reason.
Loss of attraction. New York lawyers Daniel Rafferty and Andrew Woods specialize in divorce cases. He's a frivolous and eloquent lawyer who gets his way in court thanks to his charisma and ability to improvise. She's a smart and fair perfectionist, almost always strictly following the letter of the law. Despite mutual sympathy, one day they find themselves on opposite sides of the barricades when they have to represent a divorcing star couple in court, a rock star and a fashion designer. To resolve a dispute over expensive overseas property, both travel to Ireland, where they become participants in unpredictable romantic adventures. Actors in the movie: Pierce Brosnan, Julianne Moore, Michael Sheen, Parker Posey, and others. Tagline: Love always has the last word. Wild Mountain Time. The action takes place against the backdrop of picturesque Irish landscapes around a man and a woman who are destined to be together since childhood. Anthony and Rosemary grew up on neighboring farms, but despite the latter's best attempts to flirt with him, he never took her hints. Tired of waiting for an answer, Rosemary is going to go to New York with a new boyfriend. Anthony only has a few days left to hold on to the love of his life, but things get complicated when his father decides to leave the family farm to his American nephew. Actors in the film: Emily Blunt, Jamie Dornan, John Hamm, Christopher Walken, and others. Tagline: There is a freak for every psycho. About Adam. So its creators called their picture, releasing it on screens in the year 2000. However, there is nothing complicated and philosophical in it. In fact, this romantic comedy tells about the difficult relationship of lovers. Three sisters fall in love with the same young man. Handsome, smart, with an excellent sense of humor, sympathetic and courteous. Well, isn't this the kind of man that girls dream of? Lucy met him first. Adam won her heart at first sight. With such a man only down the aisle, and the whole family of the girl, regardless of gender and age, is completely delighted with her chosen one. Still would. Such men are rare, and therefore the situation becomes more complicated. After all, Lucy has two sisters, and each of the girls sees in a young man what she likes: self-confidence, patience, and romance. So our Adam, unlike the biblical one, is not limited by choice. What will be next? How to get out of this rather delicate situation? After all, despite the seeming frivolity, Adam should give his heart to only one. To whom? Actors in the movie: Tommy Turner, Kate Hudson, Frances O'Connor, and others. Tagline: He came, he saw, he conquered, one sister at a time. Brooklyn. The film begins in 1952 in the small provincial town of Enniscorthy, located in the southeast of Ireland, where young Eilish lives with her family. Still unable to find a permanent job, she is forced to work weekends at a grocery store for a grumpy old woman. And in love, the girl still doesn't add up at all, despite the fact that, trying to dispel unbearable boredom, she regularly goes to dances. Seeing how Eilish suffers, her older sister Rose, having agreed with the local priest, organizes a trip to the USA for her, hoping that the girl will be able to start a new life there. Hardly having survived her first sea voyage across the Atlantic Ocean, our heroine, once in the States, ends up in Brooklyn, where she meets new people and, having settled with a hospitable hostess along with several immigrants, soon finds herself a job. But after a while, despite the fortunate circumstances, Eilish begins to feel homesick, having met an evening of Irish dances with a handsome Italian Tony, who charmed the girl with his sincere kindness. Our heroine finally begins to feel happy. Suddenly receives tragic news, forcing our heroine to return to Ireland, where she meets another man, a modest young aristocrat Jim. Great prospects open before her, which she lacked so much before her trip to America. But her heart still keeps the memory of the wonderful time spent with Tony. In the end, the girl understands that she will have to make a difficult choice. Actors in the film: Saoirse Ronan, Emery Cohen, Donald Gleason, Jim Broadbent, and other. Tagline: 2 countries, 2 loves, 1 heart. Leap year. Real estate agent Anna Brady has been dating cardiologist Jeremy Sloan for 4 years now, but she never got a marriage proposal from him. During his business trip to Dublin, the girl decides to take advantage of the old Irish tradition and on February 29 herself proposed that he marry her. She rushes to the airport to see her boyfriend in time for the last day of winter, but a heavy storm causes the plane to make an emergency landing in Welsh. At a local tavern, Anna hires Declan O'Callaghan for €500 to help her get to her fiancé on time, but the road to cherished happiness is closer than she thinks. Actors in the film: Amy Adams, Matthew Good, Adam Scott, and others. Tagline: what are you willing to do for love?
So, how do you like this selection? What melodramas do you like? Write in the comments. Well, I say so much, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Subscribe to my channel, mark the bell in order not to miss new release, and push the button if you like this video. See you in next thematic video.